Alright, and we are back. It's a very modified intro. The issue with OBS, I had advanced warning. I watched, there we go. Sorry about that. There we go. I gotta learn how to do this. I've streamed before. There we go. Okay. So, yeah, I know, right? Music's still going. I'm learning. A modified intro. I just didn't want to go like straight into just the stream. So I watched Morning start late. He's like, yeah, OBS being a bitch today. I'm like, ah, cool. I'll remember that. Totally didn't remember it. You know, went right into it. So I updated OBS. Hopefully, it should work a little bit better now. We shall see. The rusty cog. It's the bladed cog, but close. Oh, and I almost just dumped my brush right in my coffee. Man, I am... You built this stream in a cave with a box of scrap. Ironically enough, I really do. I run this off an old laptop. It was a good laptop back in the day. It's just this, I mean, it's just what it's for. I don't really use it for anything else, so. I use a pretty intro mic. It's a HyperX. Nothing crazy. It's got a pop filter on it. Not that you can tell, my plosives are terrible. That's really it. I got a game mat, a light, a pretty knockoff brand camera. Very low budget. And I have not improved anything since I started. Like years ago. I was like, ah, it's good enough. It works. Anything that would go to like improving the quote-unquote stream, as far as like hardware, just goes to models. Speaking of which, I should have my females of the damned coming in here soon, hopefully. I'm very excited to start kit bashing them. Alright, if Neo Bro comes back into the chat, he may have been like, nah, F this rookie shit. If he comes back in the chat, we'll cover his 750 point list. Well, it's also one of those things too, like, I don't show myself on camera for a myriad of reasons, but, so I don't really need that good of a camera, and I can't paint that well, so I don't really need to show off how well I can paint, you know what I mean? So I'm like, eh. I've always, regardless if this has been Too Late Tonight with Tiki, or if it's been the Midnight Drive, the point of these streams has always just been to kind of create a virtual third place for us, you know, kit bashers and hobbyists and stuff of that nature. Somewhere we can go to chit-chat about war games, discuss tips and tactics, but not really venture too far into the meta. You know, focus more on the cool lore, the cool feelings, fun stories about events and tournaments, things like that. So, don't really need a good camera for that. And the mic's not bad, it's me that's bad as far as like placement and talking into the mic and, you know, fundamentals. Squark has trained me well, I just don't do it. He's given me lots of good advice. So it's not an issue with the mic, it's an issue with me. I am but a lazy man. Here we go. So I didn't say it was a bad thing. Nah, I got you. Totally. So yeah, we'll see how many poor young souls we can rope into the mad world that is Conflict 47 2nd Edition tomorrow. I know it sounds crazy, but I didn't even pick up a Festone Europa book. I thought about it, but I'm like, no. I should probably pick up a Invasion America, especially because it's my beloved Imperial Japanese, but I'm like, maybe. What are you looking for? Ah, Xandri Dust. Let's hit the spotter on the back of that Jeep. Yeah, if you're working a lot of overtime, you need those regenerative days off where you don't really do much, you know? The power of drinking water and sleeping is huge. I'm really glad some of those World Cup games were here in the States. So I feel like a lot of people judge us, where it's like, sometimes I've seen Americans like on days off, they're just like bumps on a log. I'm like, yeah, we work a lot, you know? Not saying other people don't work a lot too. I'm just saying it's in our nature. Like, we go really, really hard, and then like we need some actual, just absolute regenerative time. And it's so damn hot here. Sometimes you literally just gotta sleep and drink water just to recharge. All I'm doing right now is doing a very light base coating of Xandri Dust on the spotter, just so I can go back and paint him, so that way the shades of paint match all the other people in the army. If he has a black base and I paint him the same color as everybody else, it'll turn out looking just a little bit different, you know? But I will say this, after I finish my first game of Dead of the Night, that little 750 points, if you have enough time, sometimes you feel like you want to go round 2. Like, it's like the first time everyone like played the exact same army again. It's like, oh, let's go again, you know? Like, let's go round 2. You got plenty of time. It really doesn't take that long. Once you get it down, and again, this is still my first game of 11, so I'm still trying to learn like all the primaries and shit like that, dispositions and all that kind of stuff. So it takes me a little while, but the game mode itself is quick. I think it's the lack of drawing secondaries that makes it so fast. Like, you know what your secondary is, you know. And to be fair, I think it's the shortened amount of CP. You're not getting CP every command phase. You're not like, oh, how am I gonna spend it this time? I mean, you know what CP you have, and you know what you want to spend it on, you know. So there's a lot less. How do I say this? Like fiddling about, you know. It's a lot less like, oh, what's the optimal move here? What can I do? You're like, oh my god, I need to survive. Like, I need to kill that unit for my unit to survive. Like, there's no like, oh, what's the best move here? You're like, I have one move. It feels a little bit more, it feels more tactical and less strategic. I know that's kind of a cop-out description, but I think hopefully you'll know what I mean when you try it. And I made that joke term earlier. It's not my invention. I heard somebody else say it. If I knew who it was, I would credit them. I don't know who it was, but it does feel very much like bolster action. Not my joke. I don't know where I got it from, which I could credit them, but that is what it feels like. Not as fast because there's no dice pull mechanic, but it's still pretty good. All right. So I wasn't able to catch it because I worked late, but how was Morty in stream? What did he cover? More of the, was it the guard buff? The points? While I was working, I was trying to look at my army list and figure out what changed. I think that Jeep's gonna look good. Hey, Dan Leader, what's going on? Yeah. Contacted the bladed cog. Had some cultists fix it. I think it was OBS, so I fully shut down OBS and did a full reboot. So far, so good. Oh, and actually, while I have that injury dust out, let me hit those sandbags. Oh no, but we lost the poll. Oh well. So I was thinking about war gear because last session I was last stream I was reading from my 7th edition codex, and I was looking at the cost of war gear, and I was like, oh, you're as beautiful as last time I saw you. So what do y'all think with this little black spot in front of the sandbag? Should I just fill that in with the purple paint I have? It won't be as candy coated, you know, so it may stick out a little bit. Or should I put a backpack there? I don't think I've ever seen a backpack on like the dash or hood of a Jeep, but it could be cool. I think I have a Gene Stealer backpack that has the emblem, the Colt icon on it, and it has like a pistol grip shotgun, so it looks like the driver can like reach for it and pull out the gun. That might be cool. You know what? Yeah, Ginny, that's very true. I don't know why I'm asking chat. You guys are gonna ask for like inverted, like Lisa Frank, negative style leopard print, you know, or some wild shit that I can't do. You have unrealistic expectations for me, chat. I am but a simple, lazy painter. I can't do tiger print. Also, while I'm working this Jeep, I need to base old Billy the Nid here. Probably base a few other ones, that way it's not a waste of spray. Start chipping away on him. So those of you who play Imperial Guard in 11th, talk to me about your heavy weapon teams. What do you guys take? Are y'all like me? Do you take the autocannons? You know, take it all, like the multi-tool, take all comers? Or do you specialize in, do you think heavy bolters have good play? Missile launchers are cool, but are the cracks and frags really worth that single shot? think that's the one thing I saw on that supposedly leaked Space Marine data sheet that bugged me. Is like their special Astartes grenade launcher. Their frag grenades had like -1 AP. They have AP on their frag grenades. I was like, in what world? That's the exact opposite of fragmentation. Like, fragmentation should not have an AP value to it. I mean, yes, technically some frags can pierce things, but that's not what a fragmentation round is for. And then later we'll hit those sandbags with a Agrax Earthshade. Kind of give more of a burlap look. The hell are these? Ooh, man, what a cool sprue. Sorry, I was sitting here, I'm like looking around for my Gene Stealer sprue to find that backpack, and I have a whole bunch of bolt action stuff that I'm stealing bits from. Then I have this fully intact bolt action sprue I've never seen before, but it's got good stuff on it. I was like, what the f is this? I was like, whose sprue is this? It's the British and Inter-Allied Commando sprue. This has got some Gucci stuff on it that I'm definitely stealing. Good pack, good arms. Ooh, really cool arms. That's a cool one. Yep, knives. Oh yeah, I'm rating that sprue. That's the other thing. I really like incorporating a lot of my bolt action, because I have my Imperial Japanese built for forever. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. My chat was frozen. I thought no one had said anything for a while. I'm so sorry. All right, let me catch back up. Jackson Pollock. If I had an event, Tiki Point would be an award. Just pick up chunks. Don't play guard, but I do take all comers. Weapon list. Okay. Hey, Cosmic, what's going on, buddy? Sorry, my chat was frozen. Use those French kits that you sent me to build up my rifleman for my Soviets. Nice. Currently, I have 4 bazookas, 2 machine gunners, 1 mortar. Sweet buddy, glad you're still getting use out of them. The commandos are good. The smash it, yeah. Checking in from work. How's the day treating people? Ah, it's going well. Blazing, how's it going, man? Sharp based, very nice. Some chosen men, I like it. Squidfist, what's going on, buddy? We finally got, I know I sent you a picture earlier, but we got some color on your Jeep here. We're turning this into the absolute pimp sled that it should be. Gold, it'll have gold rims and everything. Alright, what I'm doing is I'm digging around in my... I finally got a box to put them all in, but I'm digging around in my Gene Stealer sprue. Because when I taped it up, if you notice right here, there's a spot on the hood that got covered, and so it's kind of black, and it didn't get that candy coating purple spray. And I can't get any closer without fucking up with some other stuff. So I'm thinking about either filling that in with my own purple paint, it won't look as good. Or we may put a little backpack there, you know? So, we'll take a look. The backpack I want, it comes off the Atlan Jackals. It's a small little like satchel backpack, but it does have a Colt icon on it, and it also has a sawed-off shotgun. So I think that's kind of cool. That way the driver You know, if he's coming up on a checkpoint, he can reach in, pull out the shotgun, and Bonnie and Clyde someone as he drives through. Alright, not on that sprue. We're looking. We're still looking. Some cool arms I have to come back for later. What is it, a crowbar and a pistol grip pump? That's always cool. Thanks. Hey, I'm glad you're liking the way it's looking, Blazing. Thanks. Alright, so it's not in this box. Let me check my other box. So yeah, with the points change, I don't know what it is. I think it was the 3 unit tax on either the Hellhounds or maybe my Catachin heavy weapon teams went up, but I couldn't afford everything in my 2K list, so I had to go through and cut some stuff. So I ended up cutting out the Saboteur lady only because I had 3 Castrican squads with Meltamines, so I figured, hey, let me just cut her. So I'm subbing her out for a Kellermorph. So that's Billy the Nid. The heavy weapons went up. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, my Catachin. That's what I thought it was. I thought my Catachin heavy weapons went up a little bit. Yes. So Clyde. Yeah, Clyde used a Colt Monitor. So the Colt Monitor was also known as the FBI fighting rifle. So it was a civilian model of the BAR. I think it had a little bit of a different grip to it, and it had a cuts compensator on the end of it, very similar to the Thompson of the 1928. And then I want to say, used to cut down. I forget if she used to cut down pump, or I think she used to cut down auto 5, but I'm not sure. But yeah, she used to cut down shotgun. Those cowardly bastards got what was coming to them. All right. Oh, it's so beautiful. Sprues for days. So Tiki, when are you and Larkin going on interstate crime spree? I think I am the coup to Mad Larkin's Larkin. I don't know if we're going. I don't think we'll go on a spree together. Cause you and Mad Larkin keep banning me from the streams and keep shooting me. Okay, so I think we found the backpack we want. Let me cut this thing out. That's just my excuse when I miss a morning stream. I just basically blame it on Cosmic and that he banned me. Works well. Allegedly, RK, there's as far as my awareness, there's no documented evidence on that. So it's funny, I actually was looking at my DD214 the other day because I needed some information off of it. And that's something I will say that's quite humorous without trying to sound cooler than I am. There's conveniently a lot of information that was left off of my DD214. Like usually admin will screw you over, especially like finance troops. You know, you always get overpaid and you owe the government more money and they'll take it whenever they want, kind of thing. And some people always have to go to admin to like fix their medals because they're like missing medals they should have, you know. And I have that same problem, but I never really raised a stink about it because I figured in the long run it might come in handy. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff missing off my DD14 and I think it's hilarious. Tiki's so cool, he's redacted. But that's the best part. I don't even have to be redacted. It's through the sheer incompetence of S1 and like admin troops. It redacts itself. Alright, so how do we feel about this? How do you guys feel about that backpack on there? It's got the cold icon, it's got a shotgun. I could twist it a little bit, I think. Are we feeling it, or does it look too silly? What are we thinking? I'm thinking this might be the best configuration with it. Here, let me turn down the lights. There we go. So this is what I'm thinking. So this way, to the front, and basically the pistol grip's resting right between the sandbags. So the driver can pull it if he needs to. Let me put the driver on. So what do y'all think? Y'all think that should go right there? Yeah, put a Y in the chat if you guys think we should do the bag with a shotgun right there on the hood. Alright, that's a couple people. Alright. Yeah, so, and again, this goes to the point, you know, if people are like, oh, do you support, you know, GW? They're like weird rules and pricing and yada, 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 yada. They're not wrong, but I'm only going to speak for the Gene Stealer cult, and I'm only going to speak on the narrative side. I don't know, like, what's competitive, what's not. But the current combat patrol, I think is pretty cool. I think having 5 bikes plus the Warlord guy on a bike, plus a Ridge Runner, which is really cool. And then you got 2 squads of Acolytes that you can build into like 3 different types of models, your Tacos, Flacos, or Metas. I don't think it's... Now, the price, again, everyone's budget is different, and I understand that. So, for 144, I'm not running out to buy it. But like I said, when this thing dipped down, I think I got it for like 118 and like 120. So yeah, when it dipped down like under 120, I picked one up. I picked the second one up. I'm like, yeah, I'll take that. Because the bikes are like 50 or 60. The Ridge Runner's 50 or 60. So I'm basically getting a Warlord character and also 2 squads for free. I'm like, yeah, I'll take that. Take that deal. I'll take that deal. It's a damn good deal. And while I can kit bash a lot of things, Gene Stealer arms just look cool. Like, using the Acolyte arms for all the stuff. Like, you even saw it over here. Like, you look at Billy the Nid. His arm is from one of the Acolyte kits. That's a, hold on. Focus camera. There it is. Yeah, that's an Acolyte arm. You can see that classic Gene Stealer style arm and everything like that, you know? So... Tell me why. Nice. At first I was like, why do people think nothing but a mistake? And that's all. Tell me why. That's good. Tell me why. Nothing but a heart. Hey, Rodney Cool, what's going on, brother? Welcome to 11.5, the stream 11.5, because 11 got kind of messed up from my OBS. So right now we're currently doing a little bit more kit bashing on one of our Ridge Runners. All right, I need a little bit more light to work over here. All right, let me glue this backpack down. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. And it kind of tells it. I like, you know me, I like my visual storytelling, so I like models that tell a story. You know, I'll blab. I'll talk my ear off, but that way people can also just look at the model and kind of see the story. So I have this backpack here with the cold icon on it on the hood, so it's kind of like a friend or foe identification. You know, they can see the cold icon, and you also have the pistol grip shotgun right there for the driver to grab. Alright, so that's our modification. Oop. So we wanted to cover up this little spot in front of the sandbags where I couldn't quite get the spray paint to get to. Yeah, so, and I know it's ever changing. Like I said, I don't like points changes constantly. I think it's kind of a weird thing, but it's alright. If you're looking to do Gene Stealer Brood Brothers, the actual, like, battle tank version of the Lehman Rusk, like the stock Lehman Rusk, has always been a good take for the Pierce Strain guys. So, yeah, now that the points have gone down, you could actually do a pretty mean armored Brood Brother Auxiliary. I would just take Hellhounds and Lehman Russes. You don't need to take the Casterkin, just Hellhounds and Lehman Russes, and just run in with your Pure Strains and your Neophytes. Gaul is Paul with a G. Nice. Okay, you're still working on your 750s. Very nice. Yeah, so like I said, we put that on there to kind of cover it up. I'm liking it. I'm liking a little bit of Kit Bash. I think it looks kind of cool, actually. I think we'll definitely add. I think we're definitely going to add on some fuel cans. We'll probably put them on the back. Put this guy back in here. I think what we're going to do is, while we have that right there, we're going to take our, now that we have the Kellamorph in the army list, I'm glad I kit bashed a model for him. Like, I have models, I bought little Etsy models for all the different characters. Like, I have multiple Biophaguses. I think I even have a Clamorous, like a DJ. So, I even have one of those. I don't use them, but I have all of them, and I built a lot of them just in case I need to, like, put them in my list for a reason. So... But yeah, Squidfins, I think you're right. I think the Classico Russes are going to be pretty popular. I'm doing right now is I'm just getting out a couple Gene Stealer models that I need to get primed anyway, so I can get a nice couple of them primed with the Killer Morph here. This is one of my Biophaguses. I think it's kind of cool. It's like a Plague Doctor, but with like mechanical arms. We have another Neophyte leader, Neophyte Sergeant. She's got her power weapon on the back, on the front. She's got all her weapons and undercover stuff's kind of cool. We get one or two more models that I need to prime anyways. We'll take these two seismic cannons and my backup Nexus. Not Ricardo Tubbs, but my other one. All right. So let me get them in the old paint booth here. Yes, they are, Cosmic. Especially if you're doing like a Soviet army. Yeah, I should have told you that. Yeah, they're amazing. I use them a lot for my Division tabletop game I made. Just like I'm really enjoying the Agents box, because it has men and women, especially their heads, and they all have like sunglasses and stuff, and they all have like comes with a lot of like MP5s, M4s, and like pistols and Glocks and stuff, and suitcases. Yeah, that definitely was a good box. You're 100% right on that one. Especially the AKs. Also, I like all the baseball bats too. I thought those were pretty cool. Like I said, I'm super excited. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very excited to see the female damned box. I think I'm gonna get a lot of good Neophyte bodies out of that. Alright, let me put all these in the spray booth here. Yeah, I'm just really happy with the Killer Morph little guy I found. He was sitting there and he had, you know, just the poncho kind of covering it. I was like, oh, it's gonna be perfect for like an underhive gunslinger, you know? He's just like kind of walking around like a man with no name with like a poncho, gas mask and everything. I think the Biophagus is actually pretty cool. This is my backup Nexus. You can see she's on that huge base. And instead of a holo table, she just has like the little hologram in her hands. She has an auto pistol, so. Like I said, a lot of people look at WYSIWYG like it's, kind of, you know what, I'm gonna be honest. It's like historical wargamers used to have that stigma that's just a bunch of like old people set in their ways and they're like, oh, I don't want to do anything else and I'm just a grumpy old bastard. But as I grow older, I think it's not as bad. Some historical wargamers, it can be cool to do that. So I think it's the same thing. I think WYSIWYG gets a bad representation. It's like, oh, that's only for people who are like super strict. I was like, yeah, but like WYSIWYG can be fun. Like, here's another good example. that's a Weber pistol. So I've run out of like Webers, like actual Weber guns. So I'm going to count a Weber pistol as a Weber. To me, that's still WYSIWYG. I'm like, look, it's got a range of 12, right? It doesn't do a lot of damage. Like, it's fine. You know, if everyone wants to, you know, split hairs with me, that's fine. You don't have to be like super crazy with your WYSIWYG, but I think a little bit goes a long way. Yeah, and I appreciate that squad of hybrid you sent me too, Squid Fist, yeah. Like I said, if you want to keep him, it sounds like you really like the Kellamore, feel free to keep him. It seems like it means a lot to you. There is also an attachment that boosts your Kellamores and your Sanctuses too. They can just do a lot more damage. And I think in some games, WYSIWYG is more important. Like, I think in bolt action is a huge deal. You know, because it's important to know that the thing that looks like a machine gun can work like a machine gun. Alright, so the chat saying. I haven't paid one of them, definitely keep it, but there are bits ones. Okay, yeah, cool. Oh, you absolutely should put a cowboy hat on him. Billy the Nid, man. It's the way to go. And you could also, he's not an epic hero, so you could take 3 Kellamores in a list if you really want to, and you could take that detachment. So there's a detachment, I think it's called like Heroes of the Uprising. And it boosts all your Locust, Kellamores, Sanctuses, and I think your Saboteurs. It gives them like lethal and so it's insane. So you can absolutely run around with like a Magnificent 7 list. You know what I mean? Just start absolutely capping people. I think there should be a change from GW. I think the official model should come with an optional cowboy hat. Absolutely. Alright, there we go. Let me get back to painting. Let me keep working on these heavy weapon teams, which I now apparently have to pay extra points for. Yeah, I think it's lame when there's like points adjustment. And I'm kind of sad to change to regimental reinforcements. I liked spinning my CP to bring back my Kashyyykan squads. But I get it. That's fine. It is fine. It is fine. So we'll be bouncing back and forth between working on the Jeep and pinning up these heavy weapon teams. With that being said, what are y'all working on? Are y'all excited to try Dead of Night, you know, when I post the rules? Get your shot at it, see how it feels. Reinvigorate your interest in playing some 40k. Nice, man. Yeah, I'm actually, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm not excited to play some Conflict 47. I mean, I don't mind. But I'm excited to see some Conflict 47 armies tomorrow. I'll say that. There's like models I don't really know anymore because I haven't kept up with the books. There's always like new models that I'm like, I had no fucking idea what that walker does. Nice, yeah, your Clash Force was pretty good, actually. I remember it. Yeah, Cosmic, honestly, you really should, Cosmic. Let me know how it is, man. That'd be awesome. I would be honored if y'all did. I don't want to influence y'all or pressure y'all in any way, but I think it's really cool. And I'm hoping at the 750 point level, it's going to make some of your epic heroes actually feel epic. You know, like they're really kind of standing up and doing some stuff. You know, so I think that'll be a cool effect of it. Like imagine, I forget the name. Imagine like an Emperor's Champion or Emperor's Chosen actually running around, just you know, cutting people from stem to stern with a big ass sword. Speaking of RK, you know, he actually will be the Highlander. There can only be one, and he's out there just cutting people down with a sword. Alright, let me finish all the flesh on this heavy weapon team, and then I'll bump back over to the Jeep. So I am left with a small conundrum. Now that we have our third Ridge Runner with its color, kind of curious what I'm gonna paint my fourth and probably final Ridge Runner. It's gonna be the actual kit from the box. I'm thinking about doing it in like matte black, you know, with purple windows maybe. Yeah, Jenny, it's not bad like to like relearn it. If you just go phase by step by step, phase by phase, it's really not that bad. And also, I don't think your games will be as long as mine, because I was playing Gene Sealer against Gene Sealer, so I kept bringing back units. So I think y'all's will probably end pretty quickly. It's like bolt action. Like the first couple turns are the longest, and then as you start murdering things, it goes a little bit faster. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, especially imagine all the people, especially like you, Cosmic. To me, you're the quintessential Krieger. So imagine people who, like, love their Deathcore Krieg. Imagine a really good trench map. I'm talking, like, parapets, trenches, like, elevation, all sorts of cool stuff. Like, no man's land, barbed wire, craters everywhere. And imagine, like, fighting, like, in and out of trenches and stuff like that. How cool that would be. I think one of the boards I'm going to make to demonstrate this is I could find the terrain. I think I'm gonna copy and I should know the name of this, but I don't. I like military history, but I'm not like a steel trap. Somebody probably knows off the top of your head, but the infamous not infamous, but the famous battle from Band of Brothers, Easy Company, when they took the 88s and they jumped that whole that gun battery. I forget the name of it. But what was it, like 3 or 4 88s with a couple of machine gun nests, and it was like they're hitting the back side of that trench network. I think I want to set up a map kind of like that. Yeah, well, if you see my map, Cosmic, that's what my maps look like. They are absolutely alley shootouts. There's always like a main street that has like some Jersey barriers up, but then I always build a whole bunch of alleyways with plenty of like plunging fire. Like I do very Necromunda style maps. Yeah, that's a good point. I was thinking about that myself, Cosmic. I don't think they have, and I don't think they're going to update the rules for boarding action from 10th to 11th. So once we get Dead of Night ironed out, I think that's gonna be my next tip, is to take boarding. I'm probably gonna call it boarding party instead of boarding action, but we'll take a stab at making a better boarding action. I have some. It's all MDF. I have to like build it and paint it, but I have it like in one giant heavy ass box. I always forget like what's in this cardboard box. I'm like, oh shit, that's all my boarding action stuff. Yeah, so that's the things we have to have. You have to have special rules for, there's no indirect fire weapons, no vehicles, how doors work. Yeah, same thing, Rodney. I started with Battlefleet Gothic, and that's where I got my first Warhammer 40k models, was to make a boarding party. Because I remember that White Dwarf. I still see the cover of that White Dwarf. It was like one Space Marine, and he was like standing on like a catwalk, and they had like a painting behind the window. It was like a forced perspective photo, and you saw like a little Chaos cruiser in front of him. I think it was a Styx class cruiser. My boarding action, first thing I bought a box of catechins. So I had catechins, and I know I used a lot of like flamers. Very like Aliens 2, or very, say Aliens 2, wow, very Aliens coded. Alright, let me finish up some of this skin tone here, then we'll move back over to the Jeep. So that's another hobby tip. If you are priming stuff, I always leave my door open so you know it's nice and safe. But I have one thing getting primed in a box. I have one model that I'm painting, and then I have another model that I swap out with, so I kind of move between 3 different things. That helps me get some stuff done. Slowly coming to life. Yeah, I think that'd be my goal. I think I'd want to keep boarding party to just under 1,000 points, I think. Because what I think would be cool is if people could take, you know, within reason, like it should be like a modified combat patrol. I think I posted it a while ago, but I want to say someone put one of the Battlefleet Gothic novels in audiobook form free on YouTube. That was a really cool find. I think it was Execution Hour. I forget which one had like the really cool, like really good close quarters boarding action style battles in it. I want to say I think it was Relentless. One time they get boarded by like Dark Eldar, and they're like surfing down the P-ways, like surfing down the passageways with their like shuriken pistols, shooting like barbs into people, and they're like screaming and bloody. People are getting their heads cut off, other people are getting kidnapped, and like you're like freaking out because you're just like a Navy rating, right? You're usually just working with a wrench, and you're like, you finally get handed this old like 200-year-old shotgun that barely works, you know? And you look down the metal hallway and you see like your messmate screaming as he gets dragged from one hatch through to the other, you know, and you're like, oh my god, what's happening? Yeah, it was true grim dark horror. It was really cool. Yeah, typical Tuesday. Like to you, that was the worst. That was the worst day of your whole miserable life. To me, that was a Tuesday. And that's why, you know, if you're discovering the genes that are cold on your ship, just let them be, because they have a vested interest in going from star to star. So if you ever get boarded by something like Chaos Plague Marines or Dark Eldar, just let loose your lower decks, let loose the cult on them. They'll take care of them. Be like, sir, the you know, the Chaos boarding torpedo has struck the engine bay. Like, God help them, or the God Emperor help them. Because you know the entire like engine room is basically just one giant gene sealer cult. You just kind of like look the other way and don't really care. You don't count the arms that are chopping away the boarding party. You're like, I'm just gonna pretend not to notice. And it's not a spoiler, but if you play Rogue Trader, because it's literally on the cover art of one of the DLCs. If you get one of the DLCs, yeah, you will run into the Gene Stealer cult. There we go. More and more skin. Yeah, like I always say, don't look too closely. You know, when you're like, hey, how's that heavy bolter gunner, you know, so strong enough to pick up the heavy bolter by himself? He doesn't look that strong. How is he loading a fresh belt when he's already holding the weapon with 2 arms? Be like, don't look that hard. As long as he keeps feeding that pig, it doesn't matter, you know what I mean? Just keep the pig fed. It's like that classic meme from that stand-up comedian where it's like, hey, how's this? Like, not unless we all get real cool with it with some stuff real fast, you know? It's like, hey, how did that veteran squad of guardsmen hold their trench when all the other ones fell? Oh, it's close to knife fighting. Like, those are some weird looking knives. Like, how were they able to kill all those people? It's like, why don't you tell us what happened? Not unless we all get real cool with a lot of things really fast. So spicy take. I think how the Gene Stealer cult can obviously take pure trained Gene Stealers, and I think they're a little bit better than Tyranid Gene Stealers. I think Imperial agents should be able to take, you know, like a unique type of stormtrooper that's different than a Casterkin, different from a Scion, like a little bit better, you know. There we go. That's most of the skin done on that team. They're just built different. Like the guys from the Dark Tide Knights, that does look cool. Yeah, I think it'd be cool to give like Inquisitional or how do you say that? Give me a second here. Stormtroopers of the Inquisition, for like a better term. Try to think of the appropriate way to say that. Anyways, Stormtroopers belonging to the Inquisition, or Inquisitional Stormtroopers. I would give them, like, depending on what Ordos you take, they get like one unique kind of war gear. That'd be kind of cool. Like if you took Ordo Hereticus, you know, you get access to like heavy flamers or like eviscerators. That'd be kind of cool. And then if you take like Ordo Xenos, you know, they can get unique grenades like cryo grenades or like, you know, gas grenades or something like that. And then for Ordos Malleus, I would get I'd let like the Tempestus Sergeant take like a shotgun with like anti-psyker rounds, you know? So he has like kind of like those real cool like little shot shells that are really good at psychers or something. Inquisition, yeah, there it is. I don't know why. Late at night, like I can speak and I can read. I think just late at night I'm just super tongue-tied. Inquisitional, like I can hear it in my head. I just have trouble saying it. Yeah, I think that'd be really cool for Inquisition Stormtroopers if they had like a unique web gear or war gear available per their Ordos. Alright, let me hit the models with another spray of the primer, and we'll get to work on that Jeep. Alright, let me get a nice swig of coffee here and we'll get right back to that Jeep. So we're going to need to paint that backpack, Xandri dust, and then we can start picking out the, probably the weapon and the crew, maybe a little bit. Oh yeah. So I'm not sure if you're still watching, but I will cover Neo Bros 750 point list. Ooh, nice. Squid Fist. Oh, okay, yep. Squid Fist does have a badass Kelomorph. He's almost like steampunky. He's a very Cthulhu steampunk thing. I love the head. That is a cool head. I like that a lot. And the pistol turned out real well. Alright, let's see what Jenny sent me. Nuns with guns. Who doesn't love a good nun with a gun? Those are badass nuns with guns. I actually like those a lot. I like the skull on the flag. That's pretty cool. Good job with the green stuff. Alright, let's read a Neo Bros 750 point list. Alright, so Leagues of Votan, Brandfast, Oathband, 2 detachment points. Take and Hold. Characters is a Mimnir Strategist, 85 points. He has a Autok Pattern Bolt Pistol, Close Combat Weapon, and he has the Travag Cyber Emplacement, or Implant. Then you have Uthar the Destined. He's destined to be Uthar, Warlord. He's got a Blade of the Ancestors. He's got a Rampart Crest and a Volk Knight Disintegrator. No disintegrations. Alright, for his battle line, he's got Hearthkin Warriors with a Thane, with an automatic pattern bolt pistol, close combat weapon, and Thane's melee weapon, and a Thane's pistol. With a Weedfield Crest. He's got 9 Hearthkin Warriors with 9 of those bolt pistols. 9 close combat weapons. 1 Highlass auto rifle. 5 Ion Blasters. 1 L7 missile launcher, and 2 plasma knives. Alright, for his dedicated transport, he has a Capricious Carrier. It actually comes with Capri Suns. Armored Hull. He's got a Magna Coil autocannon, Smoke Launcher, and Twin Magna Coil autocannon. He's got a Sagitaur, 85 points, Armored Wheels, L7 Missile Launcher, Sagitaur Missile Launcher, and Twin Bolt Cannons. For his other data sheets, he's got a Brohin Thunderkin, 3 Thunderkin with close combat weapons, and 3 Graviton Blast Cannons. He's got 3 Pioneers with bolt revolvers, bolt shotguns, high-lash rotary cannon, 3 Magna Coil autocannons, 1 multi-wave comm array, 1 panspectral scanner, and 3 plasma knives. He's got some Hurricane Jaegers. He's got a Jaeger Thane with a bolt revolver, close combat weapon, and a plasma knife. And he's got 9 Jaegers with an APM launcher, bolt revolver, 4 bolt revolvers, 3 bolt shotguns, 9 close combat weapons, 1 Magna Coil rifle, and 4 plasma knives. It's kind of an interesting mix of weapons. And then he's got, last but certainly not least, a couple of Steeljacks with heavy disintegrators. So he's got 1 Steeljack Thane with a heavy disintegrator and a plasma knife and a Pyromark Crest. And then he's backed up with 2 Ironkin Steeljacks with 2 heavy disintegrators and 2 plasma knives. Alright, I'm not too familiar with the war gear, or what those models can do, but they sound fearsome and terrifying. That's pretty crazy, actually. Alright. Set the timestamp back to him so he knows roughly when I talked about it. Alrighty. Yeah, now let's get to working on that Jeep. Yeah, so since we can't do our classic usual spray primer as Andrew does, we just gotta make sure we get just a little bit of the base paint and lightly coat that backpack in it. We'll do the backpack in leather, we'll do the obviously the emblem in gold, and then we'll paint the shotgun. Need a better brush than that. There we go. I think all we do is just kind of pick that out a little bit. Then we're gonna grab a little bit of Black Legion and fix a little bit of purple paint we got on the guns. The hardest part with the heavy weapon teams, and I'm saving a lot of time because there's not a lot of like uniform on them, they're mostly skin. I think painting the bases and picking out all that terrain I put on there is going to be kind of a pain in the ass. We'll see. Alright. Hey, City Cooper, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, I'm not, I'm too biased to try and talk you into or out of Conflict 47. I'll be honest, it all depends where you're coming from. So if you're going from 40k 11th edition into Conflict 47 2nd edition, it's not bad and you're probably going to enjoy it. I think that's a smooth transition. You know what I mean? What's going on, CB Cooper? We're working on our third Ridge Runner. We got some heavy weapon teams that we're slowly chipping away at here. We got some models that we're priming. And the whole time I still have my kill team. They've been sitting here for like months watching me paint every other model in my army. It's like, are we a joke to you, you know? Alright, so we got here. Looks like a completely different vehicle. I've been staring at it for weeks now, and it's coming together. Yeah, I know. Sorry, it's been in the background for a little bit. That's kind of how it is. Like when I paint stuff, I kind of have things in the background that slowly start chipping away at it. I do have the kill team even made a Tiki Spearman out of the icon. Oh, that's so cool, Sweet Cooper. I appreciate it. I love it. I like the new version, but I understand why you might be against it. It's a new flavor, and that's what you enjoy. Yeah, so that's the other thing. I don't talk shit about second edition Comic 47 because I think there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's a cool game. I get the idea behind it. I just talk about transitioning from one game to the other. Like if you go from playing a lot of bolt action into playing Comic 47 second edition, the rift dice, the named heroes, it can be kind of jarring, you know. Nothing wrong with it. It's just, but if you're coming from if you're coming from Warhammer 40k 11th edition to second edition Conflict 47, then you'll be right at home with all the heroes and the special rift dice and stuff like that. It's perfectly fine. You'll be great. Batch painting. Batch painting is the key, man, especially when you're knocking out troops. When I have like regular guardsmen, I still batch paint. But with this army, like I said, I just finished this guy today. So with this army, because every model is kind of unique in their own way, I can kind of just sit down and like in one day just kind of pick. You can even see like he's got his focus there. You can see he even has his shot shells right there. High brass, you know, red hole. So I can just sit down and just pick out one guy and just like finish him and paint his stuff, you know. Green grenade, little details. It does feel kind of cool. It really is an army made up of individuals, and it just takes a while to paint like that. Yeah, so there's like a dark spot where I couldn't quite get the spray primer in there because I had the sandbags covered, so we decided to add this kind of cool Gene Steelery backpack that has a shotgun and an icon on it, so the driver can have a weapon he can pull. I like that kind of lore stuff. Yeah, I feel bad. My kill team, because of my kill team, I didn't take any like special Gene Stealer guys, so I have the regular 10 guys, and then my other 3 are just made up of like high scum guys I built and just gave them last guns. So actually running around with like a small little like 13-man squad, like 3 fire teams and a leader. It's pretty cool. I don't know, like I said, I think that's the one thing that could probably get me back into Conflict 47 2nd Edition is if I could get if they made rules for a resistance army. 0 rift tech, everything they have, like, they get access to everybody else's old vehicles that aren't rift tech, you know what I mean? So they have a lot of, like, stolen vehicles. But all their officer stuff grant them, like, luck, so they have, like, shit tons of luck dice, but absolutely no rift dice. And no rift mastery. I think that'd be kind of cool. It reminds me of like the Forgotten faction for like the Tiberian Sun, you know? So you have all these like Rift Tech powered superpowers, and you just have these resistance in the middle, like, hey, maybe let's not fuck around with technology that we get from radio transmissions. Like, hey, could we not? Also imagine being like the resistance from like T2, especially against like the British and all their automatons. All right, there we go. So let's check on our models that have been primed. I think they should have one more pass of this rattle cannon. They should be good to go. So I generally do one of all of them standing, and I get them from most angles. And I do one of them laying on their backs and one of them laying on their front. And that should generally get you full primer coverage. I'm sure there's better ways of doing it, but that's how I do it. Alright, and that should be it for them once they're done drying from that. They should be ready to come out and paint, which means we can jump right into that killer morph. Alright, bolt action troops with walkers and mechs has an appeal. So, I don't want to say this, Rodney. I want to say, like, then I think you might like Conflict 41 first, but the problem with Conflict 47 OG is you will have a hard time finding anybody to play with. So, what I think is better is I think ease into Conflict 47 2nd edition. Start with a 500 point of basic bolt action army that you like, and then slowly add a walker or something like that into it, and then talk to your friend and be like, hey, can we do a bolt action heavy game with a little bit of Conflict 47? That's what me and Airborne Sam do. Last game we had was like 2,000 points versus 3,000. He had 2,500 of bolt action plus 500 of fireflies, I think, up against my 2,000. Yeah, just a tip of Conflict 47. No, don't you send me to Sentinel Island. I don't want to be someone's meal. Hard pass on that one. To me it feels better. To me it feels good, and that's the way I play my Imperial Japanese. But again, that's just me. That's my style. There's a lot of new units, a lot of new ways to do it, but I like military sci-fi, so I think it's kind of cool. Your bolt action confirmed, but still kind of conflict curious. I love it. That's pretty good. That cracked me up, Dave Lee. That's pretty good. Damn, it's I'm still chuckling about it. It made me chuckle at first, and I'm still laughing. Also got a little bit of gold on the hubcaps. We're gonna use a different brush and gonna get some more gold in there. We do got people, those who have busted their riff and those who are about to get their riff busted. Look how. So with that being said, Squidfist, how do you like Battle March? I almost got into Old World. I started building up a really cool army. I think I sent mine off to Mad Larkin, but it was just too much. It was just too big. I wanted a rank and flank game, but 1,000 points and Old World, it was just too big of an army project for me to work on. But I hear Battle March, just like the whole Dead of Night that we're doing with 750 points, I hear Battle March is actually pretty legit. And I watched the Battle Report Morning and Dora. I'm pretty sure he did his on a 4x4. Yeah, Battle March is awesome. That's what I hear. It's not exactly a Coven limousine like the old editions, but it's still a pretty pimp ride. Oh, that's glorious. So that proves that GW has the ability to make that kind of stuff, and they're just not doing it, and I just don't understand why. But to be fair, you know, to be devil's advocate, I think it's easy for GW to play risky and fast and loose with other of their IPs and keep 40k, you know, keep 40k chugging into the match play, constant update, you know, teams events and stuff of that nature. Keep that going because that keeps the lights on for everything else. And the other stuff, they can afford to kind of tinker with a little bit, you know? Oh my god, yeah, please don't shoot me into space. Poor Tim Curry. Rest in peace. I loved him so much as an actor. A lot of his movies, especially his role in Three Musketeers, is just absolutely iconic. But yeah, his voice lines in Red Alert 3 were really good too. Loved him in Clue, Muppets Treasure Island. Congo. Stop eating my sesame cake. He's so good in so many things. It's funny, I was watching a panel of Starship Troopers of most of the cast from the first movie. Michael Ironsides, he's getting a little older, you know. He's starting to show his age, but he's still as sharp as attack mentally, so that was fun to watch him. Who's that who played Carmen? I can't think of her name. Denise Richards. She looked like she took a nosedive off the crazy tree and hit every SSRI branch coming down. Nice lady, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I think when her daughter did an OnlyFans, she started an OnlyFans too. I don't know. She's had some surgeries in the face area, and it shows. But then you have the opposite. You have Diz. And her actress still looks like an absolute smoke show after all these years. So I was joking around, and I was talking to my wife that I feel like, you know, when I was younger and I watched Starship Troopers, you know, I thought Carmen was clearly the hotter girl. I was like, oh yeah, man. I was like, yeah, I mean, he should just stay with... Yeah, she cheated on him, but like, oh, come on, Carmen, like, look at Denise Richards. How hot is she? I love Christmas Jones, the Bond girl, too. But I feel like it's one of the things you get older, you realize that, like, Diz really is the best girl, you know? You know, she's infantry, she's a badass, she can handle her own, you know? She actually does like you, she's loyal, she helps out. Diz is best girl. And then as a proof in life, you know, that actress ends up still looking like an absolute smoke show all these years later. So a lot of people say that with the whole asteroid, the asteroid was already shot at Earth out of the asteroid belt. It was in response to the Mormons. So the Mormons settled in the arachnid exclusion zone, like their basic space DMZ. The Mormons already went out there and settled, they called it like Fort John Smith or whatever, and they got like absolutely murdered. And that was the incursion into arachnid space. So the arachnid, you gotta remember, a whole galactic spanning space race. So like, okay, you did that, we're gonna launch one rock at your capital planet. We'll kill a couple billion, but you know what? It's like if you killed a billion bugs, what does it really do? Nothing. So I don't think they really understand humans yet. So like, yeah, we'll just send one rock, we'll kill a couple billion. That'll be our shot across the bow. So they shot. No, the bugs definitely aren't innocent. No, not at all. So they shot a rock, like that's their weapon of mass destruction. It's basically like their MAC cannon. So they shot a rock out of the asteroid belt straight to Earth, and it hit Earth. And then after that, we built they built the orbital defense cannons to make sure that doesn't happen again, and they went to war. No, not being a Faloozy was absolutely on her. She knew what she was doing, you know. Oh, they absolutely could calculate that shot. Yeah, so they literally hurl their spores into space. That's how they colonize planets. So they literally say early on they can absolutely understand astrophysics enough to launch their spore and hit planets far away. That's how they spread and colonize. So they're absolutely able to do the same thing. It'd be like a billiard shot or like a pull shot. They wait until the asteroid comes around, they hit it with the plasma, and they launch it in a certain direction. And it's traveling with such speed and mass that it's actually warping gravity around it. That's why Carmen's ship, that Roger Young's able to detect it, because it's so large and it's moving so fast that it's bending, it's creating its own gravitational pull. You're like, it's a hell of a shot. It is. No, you're absolutely right. And that's why they're like, okay, and that's what's justification. It was like, okay, they hit our planet, now let's go directly towards theirs. Let's go, let's go land on Big K. So they hit our capital. We're like, fine, we're gonna go back and we're gonna hit your capital. We flew all the way to their capital, and that's the ill-fated mobile infantry assault on Planet K. So yeah, when you read the books and stuff like that, you also have the skinnies. You know, it's a whole other race out there too. So it's some kind of cool stuff. But yeah, I wouldn't say the bugs are innocent, but they're also not stupid or primitive either. You know, it's like Schrodinger's villain. They're not like super villainous, but they're also not super victims. They're just another race out there. They have their own strengths and weaknesses. So I can say, the shameless plug, the video game does a good job. I know there's like 4. You're like, which one? There's like 3 currently out right now. But the Extermination, the big 16-player co-op, it does a really cool job of trying to. I've seen it. It literally blends all the movies and the cartoon together. Not the anime, but the cartoon, Roughnecks. So it has some of the Marauders and mobile and like mechs from the 3rd movie and from the Roughneck cartoon. And if you watch the 2nd movie, how they had those like stupid guns, you can tell it's a budget thing, but they had those guns that shot like little blue light because they couldn't afford all the blanks and shit like that, you know, and the converted Mini 14s. So in the game, they write those off as those are what is it? Pulse guns. So you have actual like slug throwers like the Merida, and then you also have these little like pulse guns. So you can choose which kind of gun you want to take as you level up. I was like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing. That's very clever, you know, very, very clever. I play Extinction. I enjoy Helldivers. Like I really do enjoy it, especially now they're Seif, you know, that calls in and fights with you side by side. But I enjoy the 16-player co-op of that, especially when you get like a really good group going. You got a full 16 people, and you actually have like fire team leaders calling stuff out. It's actually pretty cool. We used to play it on when Morning did his gaming, like after dark kind of thing. We played it a couple times. The game was still a lot buggier back then. Nowadays it's pretty cool, and it has the same thing, and they put it in Helldivers 2, and I love it because it's a nod to Starship Troopers. But I love the it's my favorite part of Helldivers 2, and I haven't seen it in a while, but I love the camera missions. That's my favorite, running around with the camera and the light. I love that. You can also pick up the camera and Starship Troopers. That's actually a lot of fun. Yeah, wait for a sale. Starship Troopers Extinction. It's crossplay, which is awesome, and it's a 16-player co-op. So you drop in four fire teams, and you run out there and you do missions. That's pretty good. I've maxed out my medic, and now I'm working on the heavy gunner. Oh yeah, like I said, I play it on my Xbox. I can't imagine how brutal that would be on a computer because they put in something where it's persistent bodies. So just like in the movie, how they kept like killing the bugs and it built like a ramp and the bugs would just run up the ramp and jump over the wall. That shit actually happens, except what they'll do is when you try to escape, you start like trying to run away from the battle for like extraction, you start like running into a cave. They'll swarm you at the mouth of the cave and they'll use their dead bodies to like funnel you and block you in the cave. It's a huge pain in the ass. Yeah, it has bugs from all the different movies and shows. There's the Bombardiers, there's the plasma bugs, there's the tankers, there's these new Inferno ones. The tigers are the scariest ones, man. They're like supersized warriors, and they just start smashing shit. All right, so we got our gold rims. We styling. All right, let's check on our models that have been primed. Should be good to go now. All right, so we have our not Ricardo Tubbs, our backup Nexus. Again, it's still a very Ghost in the Shell style model. We have one of our Biophaguses. You know, Cyberpunk Plague Doctor has wares if you have coin, you know? Kachik has wares if you have coin. Take it easy, Jenny. Nice. Here's a classic jeans cultist with a Weber pistol and a serrated machete. I'm pretty sure that serrated machete came out of the Space Nam box, but as you can tell, it's a pretty damn good fit. So imagine having a serrated machete and having a Weber. You know what I mean? Like, it actually works really well. Alright. Just an occultist, but I have her kind of kitted out as like a medic just for fun. No real special rules to it. These are my counts as seismic cannons. There's another one, but she's crouched. Pigtails. Oh, nice. Here's my fourth and probably last neophyte leader. So same thing, she has that trench coat like the other ones have. She has her shock maul on the back. And then on the front, you can tell she has her two auto, because they carry two pistols. They have an anointed pistol and then an auto pistol. So you can tell she's wearing armor. She's clothed, but she's wearing armor and stuff like that. In her trench coat, she's got multiple pistols and ammo pouches and stuff like that. And then we have Billy the Nid. A little play on the quote there from Tombstone. I got 3 guns, 1 for each of you. Squidfist, what do you mean? What is the purchase? What are you talking about? Ooh, pictures from Stevie Cooper. Let me take a look at these. Oh man, he looks so cool. The Tiki Spearman, I like him a lot. That's awesome. I like that he's part of that kill team. Damn, your jeans to the cold guys look good. Your new style Acadians look really good, especially the Sergeant stripes. I like the hazard stripes in the front of the rock grinder. Yeah, very uniform. Looks very good. Oh, nice. There's your Billy the Nid. He looks good. He looks very good. Your shotgun shells look good too. Oh, I love the hazard stripe on the auto gun. That's a cool detail. Very nice. They look great, brother. I like them a lot. Yeah, C.B. Cooper's jean suiters look good. Oh, I got you. What is the... Okay, I'm sorry. It's a game reference I didn't get. Okay. Because I was thinking, I was like, is that like Resident Evil 4 maybe? I was thinking, you know, where it's like that guy pulls up at his coat. Oh, what'll it be, you know? But I wasn't sure that's what it was. Okay. Nice to be Cooper. Yeah, my orcs, like I said, I painted a shit ton of orcs. They did pretty well. That army was pretty cool. That army is it's actually it's used at the shop. One of the gaming stores nearby my house, I gave them that full MP company. Or it's actually more like an MP platoon, you know? But they have all the Jeeps and all the trucks with the 50 cals and all the guys with SMGs and BARs. Okay, so it is that guy, yeah. Controversial opinion, I never played Resident Evil 4 all the way through. It looked cool, it just wasn't really, it was cool, like it was a cool like gothic thing, but I liked the urban thing of Resident Evil, you know, so I never really played, I didn't play Resident Evil 4. I did play Operation Raccoon City, I love that one. How am I a horseless headsman? You'll have to explain that one to me. I think I get what you're saying with that, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's a clever insult. Should I be insulted? Alright, let me pick out the skin on this team, and then I'll start on the Kelomorph. Yeah, that's what I thought, because you have no horse and a head. Okay. I thought that's what it was, and I thought you meant like it was something else. I'll leave that one up to you in the chat. That actually is something funny to do at like a con. You know, and as you open up your coat, you have things like energy drinks or like common fixes for like cosplays. So you have like safety pins, Velcro, super glue, you know, like fabric tape, boob tape. That would be really cool. What are you buying? Yeah, you would get TikToked to oblivion. People would take clips of you all the time. So I'm excited. It's a bit nerdy. As I sit here and talk to this crowd, right? I did get something, and I haven't worn it yet, but I'll be wearing it to the event tomorrow. You guys probably won't see because I don't take pictures, but for those who won't be there, one of the mini advertisements that pops up when I'm on, I saw one for like making your own jerseys, and this is for like softball or stuff like that. But one of them was for like hockey jerseys, and I was like, okay, hold on. So I looked at a hockey jersey, and so I made a custom hockey jersey, like oversized, right? So it's huge. So I made a custom hockey jersey for Conflict 47. So it's white and red, and on the front it says Bonsai. On each sleeve it says 47, and on the back it has a big 47, and the name on the back says Conflict. So it's actually pretty damn cool. So I'll definitely be wearing that to the event tomorrow, but I'll take a picture before I put it on so you guys can see what it looks like. It's pretty neat. I do have a custom paintball headband of a rising sun that says Tiki on it. I don't wear it, you know, but I do like lay it out with my army like on the tray so you can see like which army's mine. That was really cool. HK Army allows you to customize their headbands. Alright, let's paint some more skin tone here. Yeah, if you want like a really good headband, like if you're looking for a good headband, like a sweatband headband kind of thing, I'm telling you right now, you can go check out like ANS Paintball or something. Find a paintball online store or look up HK Army and get a headband from there. Like even for scuba diving, I use paintball headbands. They're tough, they're durable, they have like a nice like terry cloth part that goes in your forehead so it doesn't like rub. They're like some of the best headbands out there. Is my merch up? I need a new paint mug. I think the paint mug might still be good, but I think all the other stuff isn't up already yet. I gotta redo all the Conflict 47 shirts, and then I'll put in some Gene Stealer shirts. I don't think I can do 3 armholes, as hysterical as that would be, but I can come up with some funny Gene Stealer shirts. Will you get a bust or riff shirt? No, because Cosmic, that's you. That is your thing. And I want you to do merch. And then it'll be a Cosmic bust or riff thing. I don't want to encroach upon other people's things, you know? But no, I definitely will have a Do You Speak Japanese IJ one. Do my GSC need a Russ? Tempting, but very tempting, but I'm gonna say no. We have 3 Hellhounds and we have 6 Hippos. And I think because I'm doing it as a, lore-wise, and doing it as a light armor reconnaissance battalion, I think I'm good. If I ever do add a Russ, I'll probably do like a commander. And I'll probably do like a unique variant. So instead of like a kit, I'll probably get like a 3D printed one to make it look kind of different. Like I think there's a cool like Conflict 47 Sherman looking Russ I might do. Cosmic gets free, and I can tell you like this, I can tell you right now, the coolest part about doing this whole stream and the channel, it doesn't matter how many subscribers I get, right? That it doesn't matter. You guys are here, which is what matters. But the 2 coolest things is I've seen pictures of people wearing the merch from my channel, and I just saw it in CB Cooper. My online persona, Tiki, is in people's armies, from Warhammer 40k to Bolt Action to Conflict 47. To be immortalized in the tabletop in like different people's armies is the coolest thing in the world. Like I don't care if I ever get recognized by Warlord Games in their little emails or not. Doesn't matter. The fact that It's a Me Rev has a Tiki model, you know, like Morning Glory has a Tiki model thanks to Cosmic Drew. I see it in CB Cooper, there's a Tiki model. It's the coolest thing in the world, man. I love it. It's the coolest like ego boost of all time. But yeah, so I'm using a lot of light tanks, and I can tell you right now, the hippos are fun. I'm loving my hippos. Now, they don't take a hit very well. They will get plasma. I'm telling you right now, plasma is the hippo's weakness. And I don't even supercharge my plasma. And those Casterkin were just punching holes in them. But hippos have assault, so you can move and advance your hippo. You can use your weaponry, and then you can roll that D6 and move that D6 afterwards. So it is the ultimate light tank for the GSC. Like I said, that's why I like having the different range of weaponry. I don't lean all one way. I have the Battle Canyon Junior, the Junior Battle Cannon, and then I have the Melta for coax. And sure enough, I rolled up to some pure strains and I straight up blasted them at close range with a Melta, then I moved away. Well, I put the battle cannon shot into a group of Casterkin to get the bonus for the blast. Yeah, they're not Temu, but I'll put the link in the chat. I sent it to Cosmic, but I'll put it in the YouTube chat. The guy's really cool. I chatted with him when I bought because I bought 3, then I bought like 3 more. I even did a review for his stuff for him too. They are very appropriately priced. Looks like right now he's currently having a 20% off sale. So, and you can get them. You can get them with wheels, or you can get them with treads. And remember, if you want to go like full badass, you can take 6 of them in a list. Because they come in group. You can take them as groups of 2. But yeah, if you do end up purchasing from him, let him know. Let him know who sent you. I don't get any kickbacks or anything like that, but you can see my review in there as well, and you can see my tank in there. But yeah, he has a lot of cool stuff. His page for Etsy has a lot of cool stuff. He has little like those little like 3-wheeled trucks. You can make like heavy weapon teams out of those if you wanted. He's got cool stuff. Nice guy. I'm pretty sure he's in the States, so it should pretty fast if you're in the States. I was sent by the Tiki man. My old contact on Etsy for all my bolt action Imperial Japanese stuff, I think he closed this store down. He's been gone for a while, but he had all the cool stuff you couldn't find. Type 92s, Type 94s, Type 2s. He had all sorts of cool vehicles. He had the engineering vehicle with all the flamethrowers. So make sure you check shipping and stuff like that. So when it gets printed, let's see if I can find where mine is. I have them in a box somewhere. When you get them, it's gonna come in 3 pieces. You're gonna have the body, and mine had the treads. So it's the body and 2 treads, and then you get a little baggie, and in the baggie it has the turret, and it has all the different weapon options. So you'll have like battle cannon and heavy stubber. Like I cut off the barrel of the heavy stubber, so it looks like a Melta. They also have like the Punisher cannon and all the other little options in there. Yeah, I'm happy with mine. Like I said, I built it. I liked it. I got mine with treads because I wanted a Hago. I wanted a space Hago. But you could easily get it with wheels and it'd still look pretty badass. Well, like I said, it's not super detailed. Like you could tell when I had to paint mine, like I had to paint it. You can tell that it's a very entry level priced 3D print. You know what I mean? You're not gonna have like a super beautiful sculpt kind of thing. Squidfizz, if you need tracks, I can send you back those tracks you sent me. I don't think I have any vehicles that use them yet, so I can send those back to you if you want. That should be enough tracks to make some extra Russes. I do like trading bits and models with you guys. I think it's really cool. As we all like slowly work on our armies, you know? It's like we don't all have to buy new models because we can sit there and just trade amongst ourselves. It's nice. Alright, we'll finish putting skin tones on this heavy weapon team, and then we'll start working on the Keller morph a little bit, maybe, and then it should take us to about the end of stream. We'll cover a little GSC lore, and we'll be on our way. I may be a little late starting the stream tomorrow because I'll be coming home from that event. The shop closes at midnight, but I'll probably leave before then so I can be home on time. Picking out a little bit of skin here and there, finish up these heavy weapon teams so we can start on our killer wolf. Get Billy the Nid fully painted, you know? Get Billy the Nid ready to get on that table. It's gonna be a fun model. Definitely not meta. I think I found something cool because, like I said, we can take I think it's in Brood Brother Auxiliary, but it may be because of the Neophyte Xenocult Masses. But there's a 10-point enhancement called Firepoint Commander, which allows you to hit on unmodified rolls of 5 for your snap shooting. So doing that with the Keller Morph, because he has 6 shots. And they had dev wounds is actually pretty damn cool. So yeah, he'll already be able to shoot you on his shooting phase. Shoot you if you move within 8 inches, you know, regular profile, not snap shooting you, so still hitting you on 2s. And then you can also pay for the Overwatch. You can get 6 more shots hitting on 5s and 6s. So he could absolutely put some fire into a squad. Cut down some boys or some Marines. I want to say his weapon profile is let me find it. So yeah, his weapon profile is 12-inch range, 6 shots, hitting on 2s, strength 6, AP -2, 1 damage. So the damage isn't really there, unfortunately, but it's got decent AP for just some pistols. Man, I really should have like painted these models I think before I glued them on the base. It's so hard to get to their area to paint once I had them glued on here with all this debris on the base. It's alright. No worries. There we go. Confection. At least for me. Ooh, man, it's the second time I almost put my paintbrush right in my coffee. Don't particularly want to drink Bugman Glow. Alright, let me check the chat, see what I've missed here. Yeah, Tiny Panther, they actually do have a good 3D printed shop as well. You're not wrong. Alright, man, we are getting there. Let's get a little bit of paint on him. Maybe start working on his poncho. I think just like everybody else's has those like big leather coats, so I think we're gonna do his in just leather. So yeah, he's gonna have all that's gonna be leather. He's gonna have the white pauldron, and then the armor is gonna be black. So I think so, brown shoes, black armor. Oh yeah, I distinctly know what Nolan oil tastes like, absolutely. Probably the worst to be paint, I believe it. Either that or like the white. I can see the white being pretty terrible. So all we're doing right now is just getting a little bit of snakebite leather on him. And once we have his little poncho and snakebite leather, then we'll probably do some GSC lore and we'll probably call it a stream. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. We did a little bit of chitting and chatting. Got some painting. We actually got, of all the paint chats, I just got a lot more painting done. I mean, look how far we've come on the pimp sled over here. Yeah, if I had to guess the worst tasting paints, I feel like this might get up there. Tesseract Glow. Probably not Mountain Dew flavored. And I think probably my Korax White. So I had an idea to do a not a whole Necron army, but I wanted to do a Necron kill team back with the compendium, back when you could just take like you just take immortals or you could just take warriors. That's all I wanted to do, is just take a shit ton of warriors. But I wanted like a space western. I wanted them to have like just like these like ponchos or leather overcoats and cowboy hats, and just be like some Necrons, you know, on a desert planet. What's my opinion on Sentinels? I used Sentinels, particularly drop Sentinels, in my Elysian army in 8th. I liked them. Lore-wise, I think they're coolest with missile launchers. But I don't know. I don't know how they are in the current lore or how they currently look. I haven't really seen any of the new models. When I think Sentinels, I think fully enclosed Steel Legion Sentinels I think are really, really cool. I think Sentinels, I don't know, to me that was always like the actual guard cavalry, you know what I mean? Like the scouting arm of it, at least. I know as I sit here doing a light armor recon battalion, I don't have Sentinels. But I think the Hippogriffs is you know, it can replace it lore wise, but yeah, I can see that with the autocannon. I think with a last cannon, I think unless you have multiple last cannons is such a hard thing to take, because if you miss, you're hosed. You know what I mean? Like on Vendettas, you had 3 twin-linked last cannons. And a heavy weapon team, you have 3 last cannons. You know what I mean? On the old, like, Predator tanks, you had shit tons of last cannons. I think when you have just one last cannon, I think you're putting a lot of eggs in one very narrow basket. So let me ask you, for the Gene Stealer players, how do you guys feel about Death Strikes? Does anyone use the Death Strike in 11th edition? And the other thing, I already asked Morty, and he already kind of shot holes in it, which I appreciate. That's why I asked him. But I'm still kind of thinking about tinkering with an Aegis defense line. If I ever have the points available, I think I might want to try taking an Aegis defense line on one of my lists and kind of like using it to like screen off my home objective, or just kind of like screw with the map a little bit, you know? Oh, not a fan of the Death Strike? Alright. I've never seen one or used one, so I'm not sure how they perform on the tabletop. Yeah, I really want to try an ADL. So there's a lot of... So the ADL, it won't really help your Gene Stealer models very much, but it will significantly boost your guard units. But if I'm reading it right, and I think I'm not, I think I'm wrong here. But if I'm reading it right, it's a unit, not just terrain. So I don't think melee armies can just like run over it, you know? I think they have to engage it, and they have to destroy it in order to move past. So it's literally like a speed bump to like what are those, like 8-bound or other big melee guys. But yeah, I'm with you guys. I think it's gonna get Legends when they come out with the Guard Codex, sadly. I remember having an ADL back in 7th. That thing was tits. It even came with a Skyfire autocannon, 4-barrel. All we're doing right now, we're just kind of finishing up his leather poncho here. Oh, ADL, I'm sorry, Aegis Defense Line. My bad. I'm old, Gandalf. I remember Planet Strike, right? No, that's like the whole reason why I took a commissar, a Lord Commissar on my old 7th edition army, because he had such good BS. So I gave him a bolter. And I used to stick him right on the edge of the defense line by the quad gun. So anytime I played like Dark Eldar, and they had their little flying, jinxing little barges, the actual Sky Shield autocannon worked really great, because if you shot anything other than a flyer, you're hitting on 6s. But because those things were flyers, it took the BS of the Lord Commissar. So he was over there like hitting on 3s, just absolutely shredding Dark Eldar skimmers like it was going out of style. Same thing. His whole job, like, what do you... It's like that Rick and Morty meme, like, what is your purpose? You shoot hell chickens. Like, that's literally your sole purpose. Like, you're here to shoot the hell chickens. 7th was all about flyers, and the Chaos guys, they love their hell drakes. My Vendetta could mix it up with other flyers, but I prefer to keep them for ground attack rolls with their 3 linked blast cannons. Was it Kane? No, I just painted a random. I just used a Acadian, like a Acadian officer bit from the old Acadian squad, and just painted everything black and just gave him a bolter from like a Space Marine bit. Alright, so yeah, take a look at this this little gunfighter here. So I'm gonna post 2 songs. The first one's definitely gonna be Big Iron. So I'm gonna post 2 songs. I recommend you listening to them in order. And it's kind of cool. They kind of like tell a story. So let me grab those real quick. And then I'll cover a little bit of GSC lore, and then we'll call the end of the stream. Let me know what unit you like to hear some lore on. So, you know, put it in the comment section. I'll see if there's one I like, I'll pick it. Oh, no, still unsure. No, I have a whole bunch of the codexes. Like, you can kind of see them up here on the camera. I even have a 7th edition codex that I'm reading out of. So at the end of the stream, you know, we'll read a little bit of GSC lore out of the 7th edition codex. So those are those 2 songs. Like I said, look at the Kelomorph we have and the whole like Billy the Nid thing, and those are 2 songs to listen to. I recommend listening to them in that order, and it kind of almost tells a story. It may just be my own headcanon, but listen to like Big Iron and then listen to Cattleman's Gun. It's kind of cool. All right. So let me dig around and see what I can find in our little codex here. Ooh, I don't have the 2nd edition NIDS Codex. That might go on my list of things to look for. Ooh, I forgot about that. Special issue War Gear, Sacred Relics of the Cult. God, say what you will, man. As long as you played with cool people, which I don't know why you wouldn't. 7th edition was so much fun. Oh, the special formations. That's cool. I forgot about that. Special formations give you special rules. So you have the Brood Coven, the Doting Throng, the First Cure, the Neophyte Cavalcade. Formation for the Neophyte Cavalcade. 2 units of Neophyte hybrids, 1 Limb and Rust Squadron, and 1 to 2 following units in any combination. Scout Sentinels or Armored Sentinels. Special rules is you get mechanized ambushes, formations, units of Neophytes must start the game embarked within their transport. Vehicle units of the formation have the outflank special rule, and Scout Sentinels from this formation instead gain the Cult Ambush rule. Devoted crew, roll a dice each time a vehicle from this formation serves a crew stunned or crew shaken result. On a 4 or more, it's ignored. That's cool. Oh, the restriction, each unit of Neophyte hybrids must take a Chimera as a dedicated transport. So yeah, Neophyte Cavalcade was basically GSC Armored Fist. God, that's so cool. Brood Cycle, Demolition Claw. God, I'm so glad I got this codex. There's so much cool stuff in here. Deliverance, Blood Surge. These are all different formations that have different special abilities if you bring them. Subterranean Uprising. It's cool. Alright, look up, see what writing we have. Wait, hold on. So they released Kane and he's already a Legends model? Are you fucking shitting me? Jesus. Alright, Cosmic's in the picture. I'll take a look. Oh, yeah. Oh, those slap Cosmic. Yeah, you're right. Those French gas masks are absolutely amazing. And the like the trench armored mask too. The flamer guy looks really cool too. And the RPGs, yep. Yeah, those kit bashes are looking really good, Cosmic. Especially the RPGs. Yeah, and I can see your Russian Warlord Wargame Atlantic models too. I know because I was using the that same box. I was using those Russians to build my my SNILF, my Special Japanese Landing Force. Because I was giving them like more of a Hollywood look, so they had blue uniforms with like black tall riding boots and stuff. I see what you're doing there. Alright, let me take a look. So what do we have? So I know it's one person for Jackals. Is that it? I can't believe that. Yeah, as soon as it came out, he was Legends. Who? I feel like they're I don't know. I can't imagine why they did that. I'm not gonna lie. I have, I think, one of the coolest Commissar models. It's from Victoria Miniatures. I talk about it a lot. It's the Turkish Olympic shooter. So he's standing there. He has like his sword stuck in the ground, and he's the exact same pose as the Turkish Olympic shooter. So he's leaned back in that dad pose, one hand in his pocket, and the other hand's holding like a plasma gun. He's just like kind of leaning back, looking at it. You know, it goes hard as a Commissar pose. But yeah, I think if you get like the British and the French Wargame Atlantic, and even even mixed with the Russian, you could do a really cool Savlar Kimdog, and mix that with like Cannon Fodder or some of the other sprues out there. You could do a really cool Savlar Kimdog army. What the hell am I? Oh shit! No, they gotta be in here. I saw a picture of them. I was like, wait, are Atlan Jackals not in the Codex? I was like, no, they gotta be. I know the Ridge Runner and the Atlan Jackals came a little bit later. Shit, they may not be in here. Yeah, if they're in this book, I'll read it. If not, I'll grab one of the other codexes and read it. Oh shit, yeah, they may not be in here. I swear to God, I thought I saw it. Oh, maybe I didn't. Yeah, they're not in this codex. Spicy. Alright, let me check the 8th edition codex here. Yeah, I'm about to say there's no Ridge Runner either. Ooh. Smell that cracked book, that cracked spine. Nice. Yeah, here are your stratagems. Rules for the Tectonic Frag Drill. I had one of those. Okay, there's the Atlan Jackals, but that's just information. I don't see any lore on it. Let's see if I can find the lore. Okay, there's Ridge Runner. Ah, here we go. Holy shit, that's... Oof, that's a lot of lore. Alright, this one we're going to read a short story. We're going to read an Atlan Jackal short story, because like I said, I found the lore. It's like three pages of lore. Alright, so Atlan Jackals, I'll read a little bit about them and then I'll go right into the short story. The Jeep is a count as Ridge Runner, and it was given to me by Squidfist. He had a spare Jeep, and so I put on a heavy mining laser and I put on a heavy stubber. And this guy back here is kind of acting like a spotter. So, you know, and it's going to go on a base, so you don't have to worry about it being like a little bit smaller than the other one, so WYSIWYG is perfectly fine. Alright, Atlan Jackals. Atlan Jackals are 4th generation neophytes who form the Outriders of their gene sect. They roam the corners of the host planet in search of new regions for their cult to infest. In many ways, they are prospectors. Not of rich veins of minerals or precious metals or even fossil fuel deposits, no. They search but for the bounty of human life. To the cult, that resource is the most precious of all. Alright, let's go into the short story. Morav Stakwad took the shot, and her marked head snapped back. The layered ceramite held, and she known it would have. As she known it would, her sniper rifle high caliber enough to puncture a tank, but not enough power, but not the power armor of the Inquisitor. Nonetheless, by the loud, grisly crack, the angle of the impact, the bullet had broken his neck. Good enough. She gunned her bike engine hard, launching herself from the ramp of her hiding place, and even as the storm of return fire shredded the 2-story shanty to tinders, the wheeled juggernaut that had borne the Inquisitor to war turned its guns on her, each of the turrets on its roof spitting hails of lead. She jinked and swerved, and even as she primed a demolition cylinder, the driver turned the steering bar hard, sending the rear of the armored truck jackknifing towards her. She slid her bike horizontal, passing under the juggernaut, grinding between its wheel units and inches to spare. As she passed underneath, she clamped the magnetic demolition cylinder to the fuel reservoir of the vehicle's underbelly. She was already riding the bike and careening away when the cylinder exploded. It triggered a chain reaction as she saw the juggernaut vehicle flip over, twisting in a blossoming storm of flame and twisted metal. Roll credits. Mora's fellow Atlan Jackals whooped and shrieked in glee as they came alongside her, firing auto pistols at the guardsmen scattering ahead. She hit full throttle and rocked onwards, her sickle blade taking the gold-braided buffoon that thought himself in control of the planet's military. Cult brother Grimness took the necks with his crowbar, splitting the guardsman's torso like a sack of meat. Cult sister Lolita joined and jabbed the Vox operator with her stiletto knife, cutting his jugular as he opened his mouth to cry out. He gargled out the last words, regardless. Fire on my coordinates. A few seconds later, infantry column erupted into flame, but Mora and her kin were already gone in a cloud of dissipating smoke. Alright, there we go. That was the little short story, a little text blurb about the Atlan Jackals. So that was absolutely a Jackal Alphys with a couple of Jackals. All right, so I kind of like that new little stream tradition. We read a little bit of lore at the end of a stream. So I think not a bad stream. We got some painting done. We got skin tone on all 3 heavy weapon teams. We got a lot of painting done actually on the Ridge Runner on our third one. And we started to get a little bit of paint on our Billy the Nid, our little our little Keldermorph. So all in all, not a bad day. No, that was from that little story blurb was from the 8th edition codex. So the Atlan Jackals and the Ridge Runner are not in the 7th edition codex. I think they came out after the codex did, so they weren't included in the codex until the 8th edition codex. All right, so like I said, I'm going to an event tomorrow right as I get off work, so I'll be there until almost closing. So I may be a little late starting the stream. Bear with me there. Sorry about today. Today we had OBS issues. That's the second time so far I've had it. OBS is wild, man. Ugh, OBS. So what I'm gonna do, because this one says 11.5, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna delete the old 11. That was only like a few minutes long before OBS shit the bed. I'm just gonna call this one 11. So I will see you guys tomorrow night. We'll have some more lore to read and we'll get some more painting done. So as always, I hope you guys stay safe, stay hydrated. Don't forget to relax today, because you're on Tiki time.